Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to walk you through this painting right here that I did for my postcard series. It's of Venezuela, using only this brush, flat brush. I usually use round brushes, but I find every once in a while I'll pull out the flat and start using it. And when I do, I kind of use it like for a huge part of the painting. And then, so I just thought it would be interesting to kind of do a painting where I'm only using it. Not completely, because I did use a tiny detail brush for a little bit of the stuff, the windows and some lines here, the birds and stuff. So it's like 95%, 98% flat brush, the rest tiny bit of other brush. Yeah, the sketch is already done, so you can just pause and catch up on the sketch. And other than that, I hope that it's helpful. I hope that maybe if you are not a flat brush user and you haven't really thought about it, maybe watching this you'll see some places where it could be really helpful. And if not, hope you enjoy it anyway. All right, you guys, so as I said in the intro, I'm just going to be using one brush. This is it, the 1/2 inch silver black velvet flat brush. We'll see how we do. Sometimes I like to use the back end of that for some scratching, some details in, but mostly we'll just be using the actual main body. So the first thing I'm going to do is freshen up my paints with some spray, just moving it off to the side so I don't spray on the actual paper. And then, all right, so I am going to get in here and wet the sky to start off with. And the way that we have this on the actual reference photo is actually that the sky is basically like gray. So I might just drop in, what I'm doing is just barely touching some blue that I already have in here. It's just going to give it a bit of a blue hint, but it's not really going to do much. And then just going to bring it a little lower down. Once we get into the actual hill parts, I'm going to go into Sap Green. Just use this well since I already have green here. And I'm going to, I'm going to do some green here. And then I'm going to take some blue. We're just going to kind of push this green some different directions. So that dark blue up here. I need to work quickly over on this side, so I'm going to add some yellow into that sap green. It's very watery, just for this brighter area. And then I think we'll do quite a bit of blue again with the green over here. And we're just using that. A little more blue, a little more green. Go back in here. The blue, by the way, is ultramarine blue, just mixed in with sap green. Go like that. So at this point we're working around buildings. This is where a flat brush is great, because these kind of like straight edge buildings really comes into its own here. All right. Again. Trying to just find some natural places to end there. I think we'll leave that there, because I think then we'll let this dry. And then, oh my goodness, I just realized like this here, this is space that needs to be painted. Yeah, so we'll let that dry. Might just wet the join. Probably wasn't a good idea, because now it's not clean, it's green. we're gonna bring a tree in there. And then, yeah, we'll do the same in here. All right, you guys, so I think that has had a chance to dry mostly. I'm just gonna kind of give you a heads up of what my plan is. So the idea here is all of these houses are gonna be really bright and colorful. I'm probably gonna end up doing more trees than there are in the actual picture. So I kind of want this, I kind of want it to be framed in some ways by green. I'm going to be trying to go a lot of raw, bright colors in and amongst these chunks and do them wet and wet, letting them bleed together. We'll just get going. And I'm not necessarily going to go by the way that, you know, the original color that they all are. And some of these spots will be interesting. Not actually. some of the buildings I ended up, you know, like making up. So I'm not actually really sure in some places what building this is. So this one, I don't know, but we'll give it a color. That was a yucky color. So I guess that one's not going to be bright. Just going to try to pick up some of the bottom of that. We'll try to see if we can make a pink or like a something like that. Go orange. All right, let's try to get a teal, nice and clean. My teal had gross stuff on it apparently. That's why it came out that way. And we'll go, oh yeah, that is nice. Very nice. Okay, purple. Gonna mix up a purple. So I'm just taking ultramarine and quinacridone rose. And we will go just down here. That is a beautiful purple. And just water that purple down to kind of go for like more of like a lavender there. Okay, yellow. This is a cool yellow in here. All right. Go for like a red. This is Pyrrole Scarlet. It's gonna end up being pretty light. Put another orange in here. It's a lighter orange mixing in with the purple. Kinda like that, that's a nice color. Quinacridone rose. I don't have any white on this. Thought I had white. I'll just go a lighter pink. That. Try to get my teals have not been, turquoises have not been really nice. That. I feel like we need yellow on this end. It's kind of a gross yellow, but it is what it is. Okay, take some cerulean blue, and that can go in here. Orange, I haven't had orange for a bit. And there. I might do like an earthy, what is this? Yellow ochre. All right, taking this cobalt turquoise, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of phthalo blue, green shade. Trying to make it pop a little more. These edges are ending up harder than I would like. Just try to soften them a bit. Okay, just trying to take a look. I feel like we could use some more blue down here. And then along the bottom, take this and just kind of put some green in it. Do some more orange on this guy, like that. Pyrrole Scarlet for the roof. And then need something in here. Let's do some more of that purple. There. And then down here, it is a blue in the picture. We'll go just ultramarine blue. And then in here, okay. So now, here's what we'll do. Take our spray bottle, and I'm just going to spray where the trees are. Down here, over here. And then we're going to take our green, some yellow. So we want the tops of this tree are pretty bright, lively. And I'm just taking kind of more straight sap green without the yellow in it. Take some sap green with blue. Need a little more spray. And just going in there. I might actually put in a little bit of neutral tint for some of the darkest areas in here. And we'll just go right back into yellow again on the way out, like that. Leave some nice gaps, kind of looks like foliage. Okay, try a similar type thing here. Here we have a pine tree, so we'll try to get a bit of a feeling of that. A little bit of neutral tint. It's probably too much. Probably just right, actually. Okay. Trying to just spray up those areas. So again, go nice light yellow near the tops. And then kind of more of just a straight green here. Neutral tint. Bring in some dark areas. Just realized that up here, I'm gonna try it. Trying to get this area without affecting everything else. I'd actually like this to be up all the way up here. It's all very fluid, watery, running into itself. Beautiful. Add some blue. Sorry, you gotta hold that a little more where you can see it. All right. Now, as it dries, I'm just gonna go in with, sorry, keep holding this out of the way. Just picking up a little bit of color, and I'm just going to kind of add in some texture here and there. This kind of thing. In here, taking some neutral tint That is a lot of neutral tint. A little bit of green. There you go. Trying to kind of go by, here's a branch, and so then the bottom of it would be darker. We'll have some other darker areas, and here can be dark. All of this is going to dry much lighter than it is. And I am probably overworking it. So I do want to kind of take a chill pill at some point here. Let it just dry. All right, there are parts of it that are still drying here. So this is where but I'm impatient. So we're gonna get started doing some of the windows and things. This is where I'm gonna test my resolve to only use one brush. I am prepared, for in the detail stage to possibly switch to more of a detail brush if it's better for the painting, but we'll try some of this with just this brush. And it's a fun challenge. Windows too, see how these go. So I'm just using neutral tint for most of this. For these. This is working pretty well. I am feeling less motivated to give up on this one brush deal. Just gonna add like a touch of blue in here to this dark mixture. Especially for down here. Here, this window in the picture, it's got this interesting kind of, I don't know if that translates well. It's actually still wet there. I probably shouldn't have come all the way down. That's okay. Trying to bring some shadow into some of these areas. here. All right, trying to be really gentle. Most of these tin roofs have a bit of a shadow coming out on at least one of the ends. Also think there might need some kind of different little things up here. There are some like water tank tower things. I'd like to put some birds. I have no idea how we're gonna do birds with this brush. Can practice over here. I think it's gonna be a failure. Don't think I'm gonna bother. Well, can try one other thing would be. I don't think I'm gonna risk it. You know, it's fun to use the brush, but not to the point of ruining things, which I am almost doing here. So I'm just trying to wipe some water off the brush and stop here. And then there are some kind of windows in here, which are kind of hidden by these trees, so maybe it's better not to bring them out. Well, you guys, in taking steps back, while this was drying, I regret my choices. I think it would have been better to just stick with a flat brush for most of the large areas and then get into a smaller brush for the details. Obviously, a lot of those are done now at this point. There's not really any going back, but I will just try to add some things in here. I don't know, maybe it's fine. Just kind of trying to, not sure exactly what this needs. If it needs some, I feel like maybe it needs some texture. In the actual picture, there's these there's wires going across those power lines. Maybe something like that would help. It just feels like it needs something. Some dry brush. I also wonder if I should have done a little bit more subtle colors with the windows, but I don't know. Maybe with a little bit of detail, this will be fine. Just kind of glancing around these different areas, trying to see what pops out in the reference photo, and then therefore what should be popping maybe a little more in the painting. All right, I actually think I might just bring the darkness up on this foliage a little bit. So I'm just spraying the edges here and here. And then I think I can go back to my flat brush for this. Just bring some more dark greens out. Just go a little richer in some of those areas in here. I think that'll kind of bring the trees out more in front of us. Which will add a little bit to that three-dimensionality that I feel like we just lost somewhere in amongst there. Bring in a little bit of this. Palm tree. I'm going to use a detail brush here. Right, and we'll just do a little more dark here. I think that's nice. I think that helps. And I'll put some birds in here. Just going blue into this brown that I already have. Wow. Wow. That was I'm not sure what I was doing there, but that works. Just add a little bit. There we go. I think we just need a few like poles and things here. Some of the stuff that I kind of ignored initially. Just make it feel a little more like life is going on. Side. Wow, that was very strong. Okay. Need a splash of red. I remember that used to have red on it. Not exactly sure what happened. It may just have bled down on top of the tree. I really like this right in here. I think there's a light and the shadow, and there's something there that, you know, maybe if I had kept the colors lighter and brought out the shadows on the right side more, kept that light and that dark, you know, I guess I could still go through and do that in many ways. Even just going through and going like that. Probably just go back over a bunch of these areas and, you know, use darker color on one side. Doesn't help that you know, that's like a darker color. Really, I should have done lighter colors on that side and darker colors on this one, and then it would feel more like shadow. So I didn't. That's fine. So it hasn't dried very much. Just decided, just gonna go in, add a little more foliage to some of these spots, and then I'm just gonna stop. I like, you know, I like the, I don't know, the looseness of it. I like the fact that there's some interesting things going on. I don't mind, you know, in some ways I thought, do I go back and bring out those windows? And then I thought, no, I don't mind that you can kind of feel that there's windows under there, but you can't really see them. I think that's some, you know, I don't know. Sometimes as things go on, just the spontaneity of where they end up and what you end up doing is interesting in and of itself, and you don't want to lose that. You can write it out of your paintings in many ways by making sure that everything is so touched up that you lose some of that stuff. All right, this is now at the point where it's just like doing too much, so we will leave it. Thanks, you guys. I hope that was fun. If you don't have a flat brush, maybe seeing that you will break into having one. And if you already have a flat brush and you love it and use it a lot, love to hear that, because you're probably in the minority. And I like to use mine as it's just, I don't know, I don't always do it. So yeah, love to hear from you. And other than that, have a great one. I'll see you in the next video.